July 8, 2014. Guys, let me read this and we'll talk about it. It says Israel pounds Gaza with air and naval strikes in a move against Hamas. 13 killed, 90 injured in the first salvos of Operation Protective Edge as Netanyahu sends tanks to the Gaza border. Now, we watched this for years, and I wasn't really rushing in to do a report on it because it's been happening over the last few days. But what's the difference this time? The Arab Spring has brought down the governments around Israel. Egypt, Jordan's under fire, Syria's gone down, and now ISIS. And listen, Israel knows this. I'm not telling them anything, but that's the difference in what we're seeing happening now and what we've seen happen over the past 15 or 20 years. Some of these reports are saying Israeli jets and naval gunfire pounded the Gaza Strip on Tuesday. Said Benjamin Netanyahu launched a large-scale military operation against the Islamic militant group Hamas in the coastal enclave. Israel announced it had authorized the call-up of up to 40,000 reservists for a possible grounding operation, even as it began moving convoys of additional tanks and other armor to the Gaza border. We have been instructed by the political echelon to hit Hamas hard. He said the action would take place in stages. Guys, what's going to happen with this Operation Protective Edge is it's going to escalate the Middle East tensions that we're already seeing because of ISIS. And again, this time, Egypt's not there. Jordan's not going to be able to handle it. The announcements came as explosions boomed across the Gaza Strip. It says, we will not tolerate rocket fire on Israel's cities, and we are preparing to expand the operation with everything at our disposal to strike Hamas, said Israeli Moshe Yahalon, Israel's defense minister, who announced a special state of emergency in southern Israel. Now, here's the other big difference from the other years that we've seen this go on. The White House condemned the rocket attacks against Israel. That's not different, but let's look at the truth. In a video proclamation today, leaders in the town of Asa Hill said they decided to swear allegiance to the Islamic State and its leaders Abu Bakr Baghdadi, ISIS. The Obama administration had delivered weapons, supplies, and CIA-sponsored training to the Free Syrian Army. That's who has sworn allegiance to ISIS. U.S. intelligence analysis estimate that U.S. has had a hand in training as many as 20,000 Free Syrian Army rebels. The U.S. reportedly provided the Free Syrian Army with weapons such as rockets and TOW, or TOW, anti-tank missiles, and Israel knows this, which were supplied through back channels in Qatar and Saudi Arabia. The Free Syrian Army, originally formed in July 2011 at the start of the Syrian Civil War. The group was initially composed largely of defectors from Assad's Syrian armed forces. Got right in there and backed them up. This chess move has been planned a long time, guys. It's beginning to get very serious, and what I'm trying to do is point out the key differences between this battle and the other battles we've seen between Hamas and Israel. Again, this time, Israel is preparing to move tanks into Hamas. They haven't said it definitely, but all the information and the videos that are coming out from that area are showing that's exactly what's about to happen. And when they invade the Gaza Strip, you're going to see a move from ISIS like you have not seen before. It may even stall the attack on Baghdad because they may shift energy and people and weapons into Israel when they see this slaughter going on. Now, I'm not taking sides. I'm pointing out what it looks like is going to happen. And that's all I'm doing here. I'm not taking sides because there's too much government interference from nations all around the world and too much misinformation for me to take sides. I'll just quit doing it. But this is where that village is. Notice where it's at, all the way in southern Iraq, close to the Saudi Arabian border. We will not. It says, it goes on to say, from the other side, armed factions in Gaza fired about 130 rockets into southern Israel. Now, one of the reports today did mention that the Iron Dome had to block a rocket coming into Tel Aviv. It says Mohammed Abbas, the Palestinian president, called on Israel to halt the airstrikes immediately and appeal for calm. Yeah, while you're shooting 130 rockets. Again, I'm not taking sides, but you cannot send out that appeal for calm while you're firing 130 rockets. It won't work. And I know it won't work with what's going on both sides. But the Palestinian leadership is conducting intensive and urgent contacts with regional and international parties to stop the escalation, he said. Now, again, who's he talking with? More than likely the leaders of ISIS. But check this out. The Israeli military said on Tuesday night it had foiled an attempt. This just happened by Palestinian militants in the Gaza Strip to infiltrate southern Israel by sea. The first such infiltration effort in recent memory, according to spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Peter Lerner, said 4 attackers were killed after coming ashore on the Zykum beach. Now, again, everything is escalating. Hamas is going to try everything they've got. Now the people that are in southern Iraq have joined ISIS. They have the anti-tank missiles and the other weapons and the training. It says in the most serious single incident, 7 Palestinians were killed and about 25 wounded in an attack on a house in the Khan Yunis area. Now the Israeli military has released some videos. I guess they want to let Hamas know what they're doing, and they know that if they can convince Hamas to step back, they can de-escalate this thing. But you can kind of see this as a tit-for-tat deal going on here, guys. Hamas fires rockets, Israel attacks. Again, if Israel moves across that border into Gaza, ISIS is more than likely going to get involved. It's going to move to a full-scale escalation in the Middle East. It's biblical. It's a heads up. Be safe.